a recurring problem of skin cancer, and it always seems to appear on my face. So I've been sent here after each MOHS procedure. And a few times they were quite large, and he's had to put me back together, and people can't really even tell. And the last procedure that he did, I lost the whole tip of my nose. So we had to do a flap procedure, which he explained in its entirety what it was, and that it was going to be a long 6 weeks, but I'd be extremely happy afterwards. And he was 100% accurate on it. And they've been phenomenal here. Probably 6 other areas on my face, on each cheek, a couple on each cheek where they've opened it and scraped out the skin cancer, and then I've had to come over here afterwards, and he's had to put me back together. I was worried about the scars afterwards, but he sews it with such fine precision that you can't even really tell. There's just a very fine line everywhere that he's done work, and you really can't tell. No, I had a lot of confidence coming in here because they've always been so good, and they always explain everything before they do it, and they talk to you while they're working on you to keep you at ease, and they call you after each procedure to check on you. I mean, they've been absolutely great. He was great, and so were the girls. On all of the other ones that he had put me back together, the recovery was very simple. As a matter of fact, I went back to work each time with no issues. The last one, I was out for a while, and it was a long 6 weeks because of the flap that he had to do, and the procedure and the skin going from the forehead all the way down to my nose. And they called all the time, and I came in for my follow-ups, and they've been just perfect to me. Dr. Kusuma, he cares about the person individually. When you come into this office, they all know you by name. It's not like when you go into other places where you're like a number and they don't know who you are unless you sign in. You don't even have to sign in and they know who you are here, but he just does such a great job, and they care so much about you, him and his staff. Dr. Kusuma is just perfect. Dr. Kusuma is definitely a perfectionist. And what he tells you is going to look like when it's done has been 100% accurate. Before I saw Dr. Kusuma, I was seeing Dr. Alperstein, and then Dr. Kusuma stepped in and took over his business, but some of the girls were the same. So it was nice seeing some of the same people when you came in, and it made it very effortless to stay with this office.
It was phenomenal when she had the hole in her nose. It was tremendous. She had a flap from the top of her head here that he brought down and put over the top of her nose. And I saw the original wounds, so when he brought me in the back, I knew how much damage there was there, and I really didn't have a lot of hope that he was going to be able to put it back together and make it look like anything. And as you just saw my wife on the camera, she just did a phenomenal job. I mean, I've been with my wife for 30 some odd years, and you cannot tell where the surgery was done. It's just like the holes she had in her cheeks were about the size of a quarter when we brought her in with those, and he put those back together, and you just cannot tell where he's done the work. It's just phenomenal. I mean, I was really impressed with what his repairs did, gave her back the confidence. She's an executive professional who has to deal with public officials and politicians and stuff, and it just gave her a tremendous amount of confidence going back into those meetings and stuff that she didn't have when we first went in and had the surgery done. Bedside manners are phenomenal. I am a medical professional. I've been a paramedic for about 35 years, so he's outstanding. He's an exception to his profession. His bedside manner is just amazing, both him and his staff. They take the time to sit down with you and talk to you and let you know what's going on, and it just relieves that anxiety and the angst. It puts you at ease. He lets you know that he's going to do a good job. His end results obviously have been absolutely meticulous. He's almost anally retentive in his quality of work. So they're just an amazing staff. He's really good. He was great at the hospital. He came out to see me after the surgeries. He sat down, let me know what went on, how well it went, and what his expectations were. It was an amazing experience.